12 physicians signed up to spend 2 days in some of the roughest whitewaters in the world. But this group of physicians didn't just sign up for whitewater rafting.
A chance to be with peers in a new setting, in a different setting. Adventure was another, really a bonus.
Just, there's not that many opportunities, I guess, in life where it feels like you can just be yourself around other doctors.
I have heard a lot about you and what you're doing, and I would like to experience it.
Better understand myself and to better understand other people.
And I thought that was a good opportunity to do something challenging that I have never done.
Learning to try to cultivate my leadership skills a little bit better and trying to figure out how was that going to work with whitewater rafting and how would the conference actually come together.
We were having some issues in our office with the office manager and leadership going on there, and everyone always deferred to my husband, and I thought, I think I'm here at the office a lot and I need to take that role over.
And I couldn't believe how quickly I answered and I said yes, I would come. But then I began to wonder, what am I getting myself into?
I'm Dr. Hurley Paolini and the founder for the Institute for Physician Integration and the guide for this journey. This 8-hour CME course used a cutting-edge, multidisciplinary approach combining some concepts from leaders in the field, such as the Center for Courage and Renewal, the Center for Ethics and Transformative Leadership at MIT, and the Center for Public Leadership at the Harvard Kennedy School, as well as concepts from neuroscience, in particular neuroleadership. Our first day in the Upper Gauley found us apprehensive and nervously excited.
A mixture of some fear of the unknown, the uncertainty. Going whitewater rafting, something I'd never done before, and having some concern about safety.
In addition to being physically stretched, the introduction to our CME course stretched us emotionally as well. Many voiced feeling disoriented even as they shifted from the world where they trained and they operate in daily, a world that feels more isolating, that is one-sidedly cognitive, detached, and reactive. The key to this CME curriculum is embracing that tension in life-giving ways.
You can experience fear and joy at the same time. I experienced a lot of joy this weekend by the experience of being taken to a new level, being stretched, as they say, stretched. And I'm thankful that I allowed myself to be stretched. Otherwise, I would not have experienced the joy of yesterday was just magnificent.
It was important for us to learn about our own strengths and weaknesses, and the same about each other, and to use this information to navigate the rough waters. One of the most difficult things for us was to learn to paddle as a team and to sense the cadence of the team and to match it. In addition, listening, following, communicating with each other became extremely imperative.
I realized that a lot of the other physicians have similar struggles to what I've had, and similar things that they're bothered by, similar things that get under their skin. That just suddenly, all of a sudden, makes me feel much less alone with the difficult things I see and face in my job and in my work.
We work to integrate our own internal experiences toward feeling alive and engaged and able to act on our own behalf and that of others. Once you have that foundation, you can learn techniques, but not before.
That was really freeing, actually. I hadn't spent a lot of time with other docs again, and so to hear that some of the loneliness, some of the just being alone with hard things that happen, or not having other people to talk to, that's a common problem that we all have, or a common miss. One of my inspirations from this is to find ways to create that back at home, find ways to be able to share the experiences that I'm having and share in the experiences that other physicians are having.
Yesterday and last night were our training days. Would we be able to take what we learned in the lower Gauley and apply it now to the level 5 rapids in the Upper Gauley? The day took us to 5 level 5 rapids, including a 14-foot drop. We worked together to listen to ourselves, to each other, and to overcome every obstacle. Like the obstacles in the rapids, healthcare today wrestles with many difficult issues, including physician burnout, population health, EMRs, meaningful use, and patient satisfaction, to name just a few.
Well, Whitewater rapids and maneuvering these hazardous rivers are a great analogy to meandering through the obstacles of life. We really took a closer look at those obstacles as they apply to us as physicians, as well as people living in a real world. The pressures that we face every day as doctors, as parents, as spouses. How do you maneuver those obstacles? How do you get around them safely? How do you handle them? So I think that we took a lot away from riding the rapids and applied it to surviving medicine today.
Self-awareness was increased, emotional intelligence was practiced, and collaboration was born as we watched out for each other. The safety of each person depended on the awareness and collaboration of the entire group.
Self-awareness was a big word for me this weekend, thinking about the things that I have done that I should change, and things that I have to focus more on teamwork. Like going down the Upper Gauley was amazing, how much I learned about how much I had to contribute to the team and how important it was to give 100% of myself.
This was a different way to learn, and we struggled to create the space where the group could get in touch with the leadership that was inside of them. This is more than cognitive skills to manipulate the external world with, as you might encounter in management. This type of transformative leadership is developed from the inside out. It requires the courage to evaluate our values and to understand how they impact our actions and our behavior.
And I think being in medicine, we deal with a lot of concrete things and helping other people and dealing with other people, but we never look into ourselves. That's what this conference did for me. It helped me really think differently. It was actually difficult for my brain to comprehend some of what we were doing, and more like feeling inward and dealing with our own emotions and how we are going to take that into being courageous and being more of a leader and really honing in those skills when we leave.
One of the things that really helps when you get out into the wilderness environment and you get away from the cell phones and the distractions is you can get a little bit more introspective and able to focus a bit more, kind of get more of a bird's eye view, I think, from above to get an overall picture of our processes. Many leadership type opportunities turn out to be more of a managerial type of situation, whereas this was much more introspective into almost how to get to know yourself better and realize your own self-motivations and your own faults, which are sometimes painful to appreciate. Certainly to be able to lead someone else, you need to be able to really understand yourself.
This conference gave me new language and new words and a new experience to take away with me to understand it all to a much deeper level, to be able to be resilient as I go through the day, to be able to reach out to others and recognize when they're reaching out to me. So it made it all very concrete and very real.
I understand now why the whitewater rafting was so necessary to the conference and how we were able to look to each other in terms of having a leader on the raft and then having a complete team to navigate the waters. And in healthcare, sometimes we lose sight of the journey of being on the river, and we forget the dangers, and then we forget sometimes to also take margin and just to rest and relax. When you're on the river, you see all of that.
Armed with a deeper self-awareness and the ability to use it in their personal and professional lives, with tools of self-reflection and community building, this group of physicians headed back to the permanent whitewaters of their lives in healthcare transformation.
As practitioners, we have such busy lives, and we can find all kinds of excuses not to invest the time to take away, a weekend, 4 days, whatever it takes to invest on yourself. And that's the best investment you can do on yourself.
Any of my physician colleagues who might be interested, I would caution them that may change their perspective on their personal life, their family life, and their professional life in a way that would turn their world from black and white to color, and they would have to be ready for that.
You know, I think at the end of the day, we sign up for things and we decide to go on things because we believe in the people involved and we have some level of trust in them. And yeah, and I do.
I already have a couple of best friend physicians that I'm eager to tell about my experience here.
Yes, take this course, because it's a revival of your soul, really.
If you have the opportunity, jump at it. You will not regret it in any way, that you will be taken to a new level of living. You will not be the same again.
Just do it. No hesitation, no other words needed, just do it.